The core identity of Jewish people. The word Jews is mainly a Hebrew word. In the Jewish term, ethnic identity is more pronounced than religious identity. That's why it's known as ethno-religious group. Jewish leader Jacob took the title Israel for that his children and future generations become known as Israelites. The journey of Jews, as described in the Bible, begins with the patriarch Abraham. Mainly the story of Jews started from the Jacob. He was the grandson of Abraham and the son of Isaac. Jacob was the father of 12 sons, among them one of Joseph. He was victim of the conspiracy of his own brother and sold as a slave to the Egyptian prime commander Potiphar. He was bringing up at Egypt, and at the time he got the responsibility of the agriculture ministries of Egypt. As a result of a famine, the family of Joseph reached at Egypt and started to live in peace for several generations. However, in approximately 1580 BCE, a new pharaoh in Egypt felt threatened by the Jews as well as other peoples who had settled there, so he made them slaves. Moses was born and brought up at Egypt with life risk, and when he claims him as the messenger of the Lord, then the pharaoh of Egypt started refusing to him and his follower. Moses led the Jews out of Egypt after the Egyptians were afflicted with 10 plagues. The Israelites then spent 14 years wandering in the desert under Moses' leadership. While in the desert, Moses ascended Mount Sinai and, according to tradition, returned with 10 commandments from God as well as the Torah. Moses died before the Israelites entered the promised land of Israel. Following the death of Moses, the 12 tribes of Israel were led by Joshua into the promised land, then inhabited by Canaanites. After capturing Jericho, the Israelites systematically conquered the rest of Israel. After the death of Joshua, then through the meditation of Samuel became subject to a king. The first king was Saul from 1020 to 1000 BCE, who was succeeded by David, then Solomon. Solomon builds a wonderful temple to the Lord in Jerusalem. The descendants of King David continued to rule for about 400 years. After whom the united monarchy ended and was split into a separate kingdom of Israel and a kingdom of Judah. The kingdom of Judah is described as comprising of the tribe of Judah, the tribe of Benjamin, partially the tribe of Levi, and later adding remnants of other tribes who migrated there from the kingdom of Israel. Around 600 BC, Nebuchadnezzar, a powerful king from Babylon, came and conquered Jerusalem, burned it and destroyed the temple that Solomon had built. He then took the Israelites and deported the majority across his vast Babylonian empire. After that, the Persian Emperor Cyrus conquered Babylon in 538 BCE, and Cyrus became the most powerful person in the world. He issued a decree that permitted the Israelites to return their land. About 15,000 Jews returned to Judah, although many stayed in Babylon, having established a new life there, and during that time a temple was rebuilt that was known as Twin Temple of Israel. Then conquest of the region by the army of Alexander the Great in 333 BCE. Then the Romans defeated the Greek empires and the Israelites again became a province of this empire. The Romans came and destroyed Jerusalem, burned down the Twin Temple at 17 BCE, and deported the Jews as slaves across the Roman Empire. After the rule of Roman Empire, the region was ruled or controlled by a succession of superpower empires of the time, in the following order: Byzantine empires, Islamic and Christian crusaders, Ottoman Empire, and the British Empire. During the reign all of these empires, Jewish people spread different countries of the world. The Crusaders came from Europe to capture the Holy Land following an appeal by Pope Urban II and massacred the non-Christian population. The Crusades happened from 1099 to 1291 AD. Later, the Jewish community in Jerusalem expanded by immigration of Jews from Europe. During the reign of Sultan Suleiman the Magnificent, from 1522 to 1566 AD, the walls of the old city of Jerusalem were rebuilt, and that's why the population of the Jewish community in Jerusalem started to increase. After the exile by the Romans at 17 BCE, the Jewish people migrated to Europe and North Africa, in the diaspora, where they established rich cultural and economical lives, and contributed greatly to the societies where they lived. After the exile by the Romans at 17 BCE, the Jewish people migrated to Europe and North Africa in the diaspora, where they established rich culture and economic lives and contributed greatly to the societies where they lived. Yet, they continued their national culture and tried to return to Israel through centuries. There were also many expulsions of Jews during the Middle Age and the Enlightenment in Europe, including England, Austria, Spanish, and Portugal. The expelled Jews fled mainly to the Ottoman Empire, the Netherlands, North Africa, and other migrating to the Southern Europe and the Middle East. In the first half of the 20th century, there were major waves of immigration of Jews back to Israel from Arab countries and from Europe. During the World War II, the Nazi regime in Germany decimated over 6 million Jews, creating the great tragedy of the Holocaust. Due to this Holocaust, thousands of Jews interned in Palestine. Within a very short time, in the first half of the 20th century, millions of Jews interned in Palestine and claimed an independent nation for them in Palestine. They also claimed that God promised the land to the patriarch Abraham. Finally, on the support of the powerful states in 1948, the Jewish community in Israel under the leadership of David Ben-Gurion re-established sovereignty over their ancient homeland. Declaration of independence of the modern state of Israel was announced on the day that the last British force left Israel on May 14, 1948.